G'day folks, Ben from Snaries today showing you this little device, which is the Flextail Zero Pump.
Hit it.
This little device has got a durable aluminium alloy construction, weighs in at just 33 grams, has a replaceable battery and suits all popular hiking mat brands. Before we dive in, we've got loads more content like this on our channel, so make sure you like and subscribe below. Now let's jump into the product. Now your Zero Pump will come packed up in a box like this, and inside the box you'll get everything laid out in front of me here. User manual, we'll run through everything today anyway, how to use it. USB charging cable, we'll run through how to charge the battery in a minute. A little lanyard here that you can attach through, a little loop on the side of the pump here, so if you want to keep that hooked on your backpack or attached to your tent or anything, you can use that, don't have to. 6 different pump attachments here, and these are all labelled on the side. These ones have got K1, there's B1, N1, I think there's F as well. These guys here are F1, F2, so the K mats are to suit Climate brand, B is for Big Agnes, N is for the Nemo mats, and then these are a bit more universal. They fit mats with kind of the valves that stick out the sides, but these are the ones that I'll be using today. And most importantly, this is the little pump here. It looks like a tiny little jet engine. Weighs or measures 7.5 centimeters, 2.6 centimeters in diameter, and you can actually loop these attachments. I've got a little silicone tab on the side there that you can actually loop it over so that you don't lose the attachment for your mat. You can leave it attached. Weighs 35 grams, so tiny little unit. It's got an aluminium alloy construction. It feels like a really solid little unit. Now the battery is contained inside here, and it's a replaceable battery. We'll go into how to use this shortly, but I'll show you the battery first. So this end here screws off, and you get a battery included with it. Now this is a rechargeable battery. They're CR123 type batteries. This is a CR123 type. It's got a different number. I don't know what it is, RCR123A, because it has a USB-C charging port in here. So you take this battery out to charge it. When that's charged, it's going to give this unit about 25 minutes of run time, and that equates to roughly 20 to 25 inflations of a mat, assuming it runs about 50 to 70 seconds per mat. I'm going to pump up a mat shortly to show you how quickly it'll pump it up. You can pretty much do the maths by yourself. Once you've got your mat, you work out how long it runs each time and how long you're going to get out of the battery. Now both inflates and deflates. So it'll inflate by, you can see on the side here, inflate by pushing air out this way, and it's sucking air in this way. So the attachments fit on either end. So the airflow through the unit is 180 litres per minute, and it'll inflate to about 2.5 kPa. So if you need to inflate something to a certain pressure, just be wary, this will go to about 2.5 kPa. These attachments are all a rubber or silicone, and they actually fit over the top of the pump here. Now it's actually marked on the side here, one side for pump, one side for pad. So the larger side just fits over the top. So I'm going to inflate for starters. So I'm putting it on the inflate end of the pump here. I push that over the top. I'll show you a few examples of the valves that you've got on mats. So I've got a Cedar Summit, Therm-A-Rest and an Exped mat here at the moment. So this F2 adapter here is going to fit these valves here, which are quite common on most mats nowadays. So if I put that in the inflate mode, there's a little one-way valve in there. This pushes quite firmly inside there, so you need to push it in. It has got a sort of a hands-free mode, so you can squish it in and just leave the pump to run by itself. It stands up in there by itself. So that will suit this valve. That's a air-filled mat. If we go 2 mats down, this is a self-inflating mat here, so it will fit inside that one. And then this bottom one here is also an Exped mat, and it fits inside the valve on the Exped mat as well. So it's quite common for those valves there. If you've got a Therm-A-Rest mat, or a mat where the valve sticks out, like this guy here, this is the F1 adapter. So the pump goes on this side, pad on this side, and this actually fits over the top of this valve here. So it squeezes over there, and it will pump air in once you undo that valve. Some of the Therm-A-Rest valves and older valves are also thinner than this. It will fit in there, you just push it in a little bit further and it seals further down in the attachment there. But for what I need today, for what I'm going to demonstrate for you today, I'm going to use this guy here, because I've got the Cedar Summit. This is their air-filled mats, Therm-A-Rest Neo air mats here. It'll work on that guy there. Self-inflating Cedar Summit pad here. I'm going to deflate this one shortly to show you how you can use it to assist with deflation of a mat. But what I want to do is pump up this down mat here from Exped here today. Now most of the air is out of this. There's a bit of insulation in there, but most of the air has squeezed out. The valves are on the end here. I can attach it to either one, but it makes most sense to attach it to the inflate valve. So this has got both an inflate and a deflate. My deflate valve is closed. I'm just going to push this inside the valve here. It fits quite firmly, and that will then just sit there. Now to turn this on, there's one button. A double press turns it on. Double press because if it's a single press, I can't accidentally turn it on with a single press. So double press to turn it on, single press to turn it off. And I'm actually going to time this See how quickly it will inflate this mat here. So that was about 1:20, just over, to pump up what is an extra long and wide mat here. So a bit of extra air in this is quite thick as well, about 8 centimeters thick. If you're talking about pumping up an air-filled mat like this guy here, it's going to be a whole lot quicker. So under a minute probably to pump this guy here up. So I want to show you how you can use it as a deflate aid as well. Now, if you're deflating mats like this, it's really easy because you can undo the valve and the air escapes really, really simply. But when you're using a self-inflating mat like this, it's actually got foam inside. You need to squeeze the air out, and it's not a difficult process. But if you've got one of these pumps, it's even easier because you can attach this to the valve here to help it suck the air out. Quite often you need to roll these up a couple of times to get them nice and compact. Using a pump like this usually means you only have to roll it once and use even less muscle to actually squeeze the air out. Now you do need to make sure you've got a valve that allows you to reverse it or has a deflate mode. So this is in inflate mode because it's got a one-way valve here. I need to flip this around and put it in deflate mode in order for this to work. And I'm going to use a different fitting here because this isn't going to fit inside there. And I've actually got a few different options. What I'm actually going to use is this guy here, which is the F1, and that's actually going to clip over the top of the valve there. What that'll probably do is be quite noisy because this little valve in here will kind of flap around a little bit. And I have actually found that this one is the K1, will actually fit in the bottom section of this valve here. So I could attach that there. And you know what, I might actually use this one because it's going to be quieter here in the shop. I'm going to grab the pump and I'm now going to put the deflate mode into the valve there. And I'll turn this on and let it suck the air out. And as the air is being sucked out, I'm going to roll the mat up. So this is doing all the work for me, sucking the air out, and I can just make sure it packs up nice and small. So once again, double press to get this started. We will time it again to see how quickly it takes to pack this up. So there we go, 52 seconds to get the mat pumped up, or packed up, sorry. In a nice tight roll like this, quite often you might have to roll it once or at least 2 times to get it nice and tight like this. And I hardly had to use any muscle to get it to that point. So that should go back into its storage bag a whole lot easier. So that is particularly handy if you're in a small tent, for example, and you haven't got a lot of space, you're sort of scrunched over, you need to put some weight down on one of these mats to pack it away. This takes all that effort out of it. It sucks the air out, and all you need to do is roll it up and it gets a nice tight roll like this so you can put it back in your bag. That's the Flextail Zero Pump, something that inflates and deflates your air mattresses. You can use it to stoke your fire as well. Weighs just 35 grams. You're barely going to notice it inside your backpack. Nice durable construction that's going to last for ages in any outdoor adventure. Check them out online at snowies.com.au.